amazing brains. I'm Caitlin Mabry, an ADHD life coach, author, educator, mama of multiple kiddos with beautiful busy brains, and fellow ADHD mind. Here to help you understand, celebrate, and grow with your incredible one-of-a-kind mind. Come journey with me as we adventure together, learning cool tips, hearing awesome stories, building your toolbox for the challenges, and discovering superpowers inside your brilliant ADHD brain. Whether it's finding focus, managing big emotions, or turning challenges into strengths, we'll figure out everything tricky and sticky together in a way that's fun and easy to understand. So buckle up, get ready to move, and let's journey through ADHD. Because guess what? Your brain is amazing, just the way it is. Let's go. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Journey with Me through ADHD. We are rolling into this new back to school series all about rhythm and reset. And so today I brought my friend and licensed therapist, Brian Peacock, on with me to talk more about this whole idea of reset. Why do we need to reset? What do we need to reset? How can we reset? Because some days can feel hard, right? Sometimes we go to school and we think, okay, this is going to be a great day. But then we have a conversation with a friend that makes us feel a little funky. Or we get a grade on the test that feels a little bit surprising or frustrating, right? And our emotions kind of go on a roller coaster. And so all of a sudden we find ourselves in need of a reset the next day because maybe the day before didn't go so well. Today we're here with Brian to talk more about what it looks like to reset after those hard days. Welcome, Brian.
Hi, Caitlin. Thanks for having me. So excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you here for our friends to hear from you because you have some really fun things to share that they can use their big, brilliant, beautiful imaginations to really grab hold of what it might look like to reset. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, I've been working with ADHD for a long time. I love working with kids and teens and their families, and we're all a team here, so that's why I appreciate you having me here to be able to talk about this. So ADHD, this brain is it's so much strength and so much ability, but sometimes it's tough. And the metaphor I like to use is it's like you're playing a video game where you got a race car engine and you got small car brakes and the steering doesn't always handle the way you want it to handle. So I'm sure you guys played Mario Kart or, any other racing game where you got that curvy track and you're great top speed on your car, but the brakes and the handling you go off the track sometimes and then you have to get back on and you overcorrect and that's tough. And you can have big emotions. Everybody's got big emotions, but when you got ADHD, those emotions, they can come out and be felt stronger. And that can be a good thing and it can be a tough thing. And that kind of leads to the struggle some days.
Absolutely. You are so right on that.
So, emotion is super important when it comes to ADHD. It's something that it motivates us or maybe demotivates us if it's homework or things we don't want to do. Kind of goes both ways. If it's stuff that we're not really interested in, it can be really hard and it can get overwhelming. It can seem like too much. But if it's stuff that's interesting and fascinating, stuff we get excited about, like it can lead to these, using that big imagination and that love and that passion for something. We can do some real cool things, and come up with some really cool ideas and lock into things. So the ADHD brain it's got a lot of power and a lot of focus, but sometimes that can lead to some frustration, or we might have difficulty switching out of things that we don't want to stop or things that we don't want to start. That can be tough, and lead to those hard days when sometimes a little thing, like you said, starts as a little thing and ends up being a big thing. Weird thing with our friend, or we don't do as well on a test as we thought, or we're having trouble focusing on the teacher. That can lead to those hard and frustrating days at school, and things can just start to pile up from there. We need that reset when you're a kid or a teenager or even adults with ADHD.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And I think that pile up of things that happen can cause us to feel a little stuck and cause us to spiral a little bit, not only emotionally, but mentally. Can you tell us more about how we can reset in our mind and our emotions?
So that's super important that we're doing both. But a lot of times we kids and teens, especially with ADHD, need to reset the body first before the brain. So when you're calm, it's easier to kind of think your way through a situation. Oh, it didn't do well on this test, but I can do well the next one. Or, oh, that was kind of a weird thing with my friend, but I'm good with my friends. We forgive each other. It's a lot easier to do when you're calm, or when you're focused. But after a long day, that can be a lot harder. And so I like to focus on coping with the body first. And one of the things I like to do the most with that is use our five senses. So we look around, you can find things that you can look at. Maybe it's, pictures that you love, or maybe you collect Pokemon cards, or just something you can look at that calms you down. Things you can listen to. Music is great. Turn on the music, turn up the volume, unless we got to keep it quiet, use the headphones. Sometimes we might have like some lotion that smells good that we might want to put on, take some deep breaths. And those deep breaths, breathing in for like 4 seconds, pausing, breathing out for 4 seconds, pausing, that really helps. Sometimes we need something to taste, so like get a drink and a snack. That definitely helps. Sometimes we just need that drink or snack. And then the other important one is touch, right? Things that feel nice and soothing to us. So it might be everything from like squeezing a stuffy to being able to wrap ourselves up in a blanket to fidgets. Important to have fidgets all around. Just things that we can have in our hands and squeeze and that help with our focus. Or we could do things like Legos and puzzles. Those things help. Or art, do some drawing, coloring. Those are things that we can do with touch. And when we do that with our body, we're sending a message that it's okay. We're sending a message to our body and our brain. It's okay. We can calm, right? And then once we calm our body, then our thoughts get a lot calmer. And then that can help us to work things out. And then we can tell the adults what we need. So sometimes we might need more breaks.
Mhm.
Sometimes we don't need as many math problems as we're getting, and we need to keep it shorter. Sometimes we need a better, calmer sensory environment. We can take those breaks and help the adults know what we need, and work it out together. That's a really great way. We can get a system going to help us recover from those tough days.
I love that. And so what I'm hearing is we need a rhythm within our reset, right?
Yep.
So it's not
Yep.
just rhythm and reset. We need to actually find rhythm within our reset and what works best for your body, right?
Yep.
Because everybody's a little bit different.
Oh, yeah. I always talk with parents and kids about, when you get home from school, it's good to have a little bit of a break and some playtime. Not always screens. I know you guys love them. It's okay. Video games, TV, movies, they're great. I love them too. But, sometimes board games and Legos and card games and building things, like there's so much other stuff we can do to help reset that brain, especially things you're interested in. If there's stuff you like learning about or stuff you like doing, that really helps to reset that after a long day.
Yes. Okay, so I have a question. What
Yes.
if the next morning, after we've done our reset at night, and the next morning it's some of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions start to creep in again? What are some suggestions you have for morning reset leading into your school day?
hmm Well, first of all, that's super normal, right? Because our brain, like it does that. It thinks about things, and thinks about things that happened the other day. The first thing I tell kids to do is, okay, their thoughts, it's normal to have those thoughts. What we're going to do, we're going to take a couple deep breaths and get up, and we're going to go have a yummy breakfast. And, maybe we want to turn on some music, when we have that yummy breakfast, and some music that's kind of upbeat gets us moving. Sometimes it helps to get some movement going. There's some fun kids yoga things, making a little fun in the morning, little movement, yummy food, put a positive spin on. And then, like I said, I think we can get those thoughts redirected to this is a new day, right? Things can be different today.
Absolutely. I love that. So, rhythmic reset in the morning, too. We just
Yep.
always want to have that. What does my mind and body need to succeed? And what do we need to do to find our rhythm so that we
Yep.
can reset and have a new good day?
Yep.
I love it. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our friends?
Over my time working with kids, I've asked them, what do you want your teachers and parents, other trusted adults to know about ADHD? And I had a few things I wanted to share from what some of these kids have said. For you guys listening, like, make sure to share this with your parents and your teachers so they understand, what ADHD is and what you need. Some of these things you'll be like, oh, yeah, totally. This is great. I need to share this. So, one is please be patient with us. We can get distracted, but we're trying. Sometimes we'll just need more time to do things. So that's super important. Like sometimes kids with ADHD are just going to take longer to get ready in the morning. So we get up a little earlier, we take a little more time, just need encouragement. Another one is we don't always know what to do. So please listen and try to understand. And if we're open to it, help us problem solve. Sometimes adults can assume the kids know what to do or they should know what to do, but they don't. And it's good for them to figure it out. And sometimes it's not going to go right, but that's okay. Then at least it's ours and we can grow from that. Another one is we take more time to process emotions. Like those emotions can get big right away. And so we can get more easily overwhelmed if we're rushed or yelled at. A bit of space and time helps a lot. It's important for the adults to know that, yeah, most of the time they're trying and they make mistakes. And if we give time, everybody's emotions come down. It makes it easier to talk about. And then the last one's when there is conflict, please try to understand the why behind our behavior. Once everyone is calm, it helps to talk it out and feels good when everybody takes responsibility for their part and what we can all do going forward. So that's important too, being able to repair things when work it out together. And then the last one I wanted to share, it's important to listen and let us share our ideas and perspectives. We also love when you try to take an interest and get involved with what we're interested in, even if it's not something you're interested in, just try it.
I love it.
Yeah, they're just,
Those are great.
yeah. And this is where kids it's great to listen to you guys because you got such great ideas and sometimes just need some help working as a team to put it together. And that's not always easy, right? But that's why we talk it out and work things out, as a team. That's great. And, if you need help doing that, that's why there's people like me.
Fantastic. Absolutely. I know. I try really hard to put all things down and be present and play with the kids as much as possible because it is so important, but it can get lost so easily in our
Yeah.
busy world, right?
Yeah. It totally does. Yeah, but I told the
Yeah.
kids like, schedule a time with me. Remind me how important this is to you, and I'll make sure to do that.
I
And we
love
figure it
that.
out because
Yeah.
they have to be patient too, right?
Right.
I know moms and dads aren't always there when you want them, but we try to be.
Absolutely.
But let us
Yeah.
let us know. It's important for us to hear your feelings. And if you're not feeling heard, like I said, that's when you reach out to other trusted adults to help you out.
Yes, yes, exactly. Brian and so many others are out there who are just willing and able to speak into each and every one of your hearts. So, if talking to another trusted adult is something you want to do, then ask your trusted adult. Say, hey, I really think it would be fun for me to go talk to somebody new. So I can tell them what I'm thinking and feeling, and maybe they could help me in a new way. And so there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If anything, it is a gift. And I can say that personally because multiple of my kids currently see therapists and they ask me when their next session is because they're so excited to just learn and grow and share what they're thinking and feeling with those trusted adults. And so I'm so grateful for what you do and what everybody else in your field does because it really is a gift to everybody that you work with. Turn to your trusted adult and talk to them about maybe something you want your teacher to know. Talk to them about what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing living on this ADHD journey because everybody's journey is different and it's your voice matters and it's so important that you share it so that other people can respond in the best way possible. Brian, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
I really appreciate you and everything you do. And I look forward to being with each and every one of you next week as we continue to explore rhythm and reset. Have a great day. Bye.
Hit that subscribe button so they know that you like it and share how it's been helpful to you in a review. If you're looking to take a next step, visit www.focusforwardadhd.com to learn more about how to thrive on your ADHD journey and find a coach that fits best for you. You can also visit my website, www.caitlinmabry.com for more resources. Check out my book there. Hi, it's me. I have ADHD. It's a great conversation tool for you and your kiddo to have by your bedside or in a classroom. We are on this journey together, remember. See you next time.